All right, welcome back, everyone. We're here with a different video, which you guys may have not seen ever before in Clash. If you've been to my live streams, you have seen it. You can probably notice right away in this shot, in this webcam, you can see there's an additional webcam right here. Well, what is that one going to be for? Well, that one is going to be for another angle of playing this game. As you can see down below, right here, we got an angle that you're going to see me actually dropping troops with my fingers and how I kind of position everything and how I actually do the attack versus just watching on the screen that's right here to the right. Either way, I think it's going to be cool, a different way of viewing the attacking that I do. And if you guys really enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button because it definitely lets me know that you really enjoy this one. And I can do it for other town halls too if you like both perspectives. If you want it a little larger or whatnot, let me know and I can see what I can do. But I think this is going to be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so we're going to start off the raid here with a kind of Sui Laloon. So this is something I've been doing quite a lot. As you guys, if you've been in my streams before and watched several of my videos, you'll be able to know that I do this. So what do I have these troops here? So the wall breakers and the king and queen are meant to kind of be the first points of entry in any base that I do. They got to get at least an air defense or some value-wise, so then I can start the Laloonian portion with the Laloon portion, the lavas and the balloons, to kind of push their way around in a certain direction of the base. The warding goes ahead and follows them. These two are paired together. I usually always use the Rage and the Skelly spell on the enemy queen. The Earthquake is to activate the Town Hall 12 Town Hall. I will usually freeze the Town Hall as well if I'm close, and then I send the Blimp in a certain direction, or I'll Sui the Blimp. Usually when I'm doing the farming, I'll kind of send it in with the rest of my army. So let's go ahead and try to find a raid for you so you guys can kind of see how I raid from this perspective, and I think it'll be pretty cool. So I'll be right back when we find one. So we found a base here, and we do have the Giga Tessa level 5. So let's go ahead and see where the sweepers are. Sweepers right here. Sweepers right here. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting one. Where's the queen? Queen is down. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the queen. I got to definitely get my way into this town hall. Can my queen pick that off? It might be a little tricky, but I think that if I send my heroes over here, I can then Laloon this way across the base and do pretty well because I got to get this town hall down. So I can use the warden as I fly across the base this way. We'll be able to get to the eagle, not too big of a problem, but yeah, we'll use the, I don't know if there's going to be something in the CC. We'll see if there is or not. I mean, we won't pull it, but we're going to drop the baby drag up here, the king over here, and the queen over here. So let's do that before you go ahead and run out of time. Oh, there is of course there's a bomb. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and use the queen right over here. And then while she's kind of doing her job right there, we're going to use the king. He's going to walk left. Let's go ahead and see if we can break through the wall and see if that does anything. Maybe the queen will step up to use it, but we want that air defense down. If we don't get that air defense down, it'll be a little tricky. Oh, see, that's where the baby dragon would have come in very handy there. Okay, so the queen's not going to go for the air defense, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Let's see how we can adjust. We definitely have to get this air defense down so that we can then target this way. Oh, and she touches the town hall. Even better. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but we'll deal with it. So let's go ahead and drop a lava this way. Oh, let's go ahead and drop the lava there. And so we'll go like this. We'll definitely haste these guys through. And then we're going to start doing the lalo like this. So we got to drop the lavas this way and see what we can do. We're going to have to freeze this. We're going to earthquake this. We're going to send the blimp over here on the opposite side. We're going to send the rage spells in. And we're going to hit the warden ability through the town hall. So in they go. I'm just going to continue to move through the space just like this. Alright, so that's not too bad. We're going to drop a Skelly spell right over the eagle. I mean, we could have probably dropped it somewhere else. But that's not a problem. We're going to move our way through here. Haste our way through. Okay, so I mean, we didn't get the value, but we'll go ahead and break that one down for you guys. We're going to get that 3-star. We do have a sweeper. We do have 53 seconds left. We'll go ahead and clean that up. I do have a balloon for cleanup queen up here. I'm going to drop a heal to keep these guys up. Get these archers down. I don't need a haste just yet because it's not as critical. But we will once we kind of get through this final section. It seems like they didn't really heal all too much. But so then we're going to drop a balloon from the top side so they can go to the storage is up there. We got 27 seconds. We should be good. Don't have to worry. 23. Yeah, that's a 3. Yeah. All right, so there we go. That one worked out pretty well. We'll go ahead and break this one down, see what worked, and why our queen didn't go where we wanted her to go because of the baby dragon. So let me get my next army cooking, and then we'll go take a look at the raid. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at why this raid actually ended up working when we didn't get the value that we wanted. So initially what I wanted to do, I probably should have dropped a balloon here to test for it, but I didn't think he was going to have a mine out there. But he ended up having a mine out there. I wanted the baby dragon to remove all this so that my queen can then step up here and go this way and remove all of that. But that wasn't the case. She ended up stepping up here, and then she continued to walk this way. It's not really what I wanted to happen, but in the end it was fine since we obviously did get that 3. And she did end up removing, she didn't get that wizard tower there because the king ended up running this way and clearing some storage. So yeah, so you see, this would have been the baby dragon's responsibility, but as you can see, it did go down. It couldn't do that, and those buildings pulled my queen up, which was not good. I popped my king ability. I mean, I could have probably saved it to see if they got through the bomb tower, then all those barbs wouldn't have died. The queen ended up taking out that wiz tower and that archer tower through her ability, but she also did touch the town hall, which I was trying to not activate until I got right over it with the earthquake. But so I was like, okay. I was at this point at like, okay, what do I do, right? I was expecting to get this stuff down, which would then create a path, right? So if we break the base down, I mean, if we break the base down like this, so this was kind of the portion that we were looking at right here. So let me go ahead and take a look at this and remove that. Okay, so I wanted to remove all of this, right? So this is what I wanted to remove. But we didn't end up removing that. We ended up removing this, meaning we had this air defense, all these air defense still up, right? So it was going to be a problem. What I wanted to happen was for this stuff to go down so that I can then air attack into this one, lava into this one, and then lava into this one, and fly around the base just like this. So since that didn't happen, right, so I had to end up kind of improvising as if I break the base up like this. So I was like, all right, well, I have to change course. I have to send one lava here with some balloons to remove this section. Then I can send the next lava here. Then I can send the next lava here with balloons kind of back behind it as we move through the base like this. And then I send the blimp, which basically acts kind of as a lava by itself across this air defense. So it'll pop, and then we can kind of move our way around the base like this and end up finishing on that. So that's kind of the idea. Obviously, it didn't go to exactly the plan, since you can see that I didn't get the air defense. I didn't get this section down with the queen because of the funnel. Because that funnel was all messed up. Had a lot of traps up there, actually. But ended up working in the long run. So I ended up dropping the earthquake and the freeze and the earthquake. Probably could have done the earthquake first. But since I already had the earthquake, it's meant to activate the town hall. And there was a lot of high HP buildings, right? So there's 2 expos and the town hall all in that radius, right? And so I dropped the earthquake, and look how much HP it goes down. That's quite a bit. So the balloons don't need to kind of hover over that as long, and they can get through it pretty quickly with the raged loons. And then down it goes. That blimp acted as another lava as it flew across and popped over the single target inferno. And then all these balloons are kind of making their way around the base just like this. And I'm kind of waiting to see where I need to kind of drop a haste or a heal. But since there are 2 wizard towers, that's where you want to use a heal spells. And there was 2 air bombs. Usually you want to put air bombs next to wizard towers, which they do very well. And then also, if you always try to save 1 balloon, it can come in handy a lot. Absolutely, a lot of times the 1 balloon can end up coming trailing at the end, can trail at the end to help pick off a building or 2 that you missed. Try your best to save that balloon, and then you drop the haste wherever you think is most valuable to speed them up. And yeah, so I decided to drop the balloon over here so they can get through this storage because I didn't think that the balloons would necessarily get there in time, but I had plenty of time. And then these pups were working their way on the outside. So that can be pretty difficult to try to save that one balloon. It can sometimes actually save the 3-star in the end many, many times. So try your best to practice that and let me know how it goes. And let's go ahead and find the next raid and see how we do. All right, so we found another base here. Let's go and take a look. So where are the sweepers? We got a sweeper here and we got a sweeper here up top. You guys have probably seen a base similar to this. Queen is down though, so we don't have to worry about the queen. What I do want to do is I do want to get this eagle down quickly. But what I want to try to do is drop the baby dragon over here and then drop the king right here and see if I can distract this wizard tower and bust into this wall and remove as much as I possibly can right here. Should I do that? I'm trying to think. Or would it be better to bust into here, take out this section, then Lalo this way? Yeah, you know what? Changing it up. We're going to go ahead and drop the baby dragon on the outside here, or probably actually a minion by itself because don't have to worry. Let's go ahead and drop a balloon there to test for seeking air mines. So minion's going to work its way over there. Then we're going to drop the king here. So the king's going to go like this, and then we're going to bust him in with the wall breakers right there. So once kind of the king aggroes the cannon there, we'll be able to drop the next set, or the wall breakers. So get ready. There it is. Oh. And so the king's going to bust through there. Queen's going to go in behind. Go ahead and hit the king ability while he has as much HP as possible. Wall breakers are going to get in. I don't know if we'll end up breaking the wall. Oh, we do. Okay. So Queen's going to follow suit. We got that air defense and that one. So we got a minute 50. So let's go ahead and go into this one. And then we're going to fly across the base just like this through it. So the Queen's going to continue to step up. She's probably going to get the expo there. Okay. So now let's go ahead and start the Lalo since we removed this whole section just like that. Now you got to come at the edge of your kill squad into the base like this and move your way through. So let's go ahead and do that. So the lava is going to go this way. And so we got some balloons going this way. We got some more balloons going here. Kind of test. Oh, so there is a trap right there. We're going to go and drop the last lava right there. We do have the blimp, which we can use. So we're going to kind of cover this top side and all that. So we're going to drop some balloons here. And then where's the warden? I want to make sure the warden's going across here. We're going to drop the earthquake. We're going to drop the freeze. We're going to pop the blimp a little early. And then we're going to pop the warden ability since we got the town hall down. And as we're moving through, go ahead and use the skellies there. And yeah, so I mean, that was pretty good. Get our cleanup down quite a bit. I have a lot of spells left. The heal, a raid, a heal, 2 haste, a skelly, 4 balloons. I mean, yeah, you can definitely say this base was destroyed. Got a lot of value. That was probably the right call to go in that area. So let me just kind of drop some more balloons down here for cleanup. And yeah, so there's the 3, getting it done. So let's go ahead while we get our army cooked. I'll come back and break down this attack just like I did in the previous one. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this base down that you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and identify the key points. 1, queen, okay. 2, air sweeper. Here's number 1. Oh, can we grab that one? There it is. So there's the first air sweeper right here. Close enough. And the second one is right up there. And that one is pointing this way. Meaning that you don't want to attack this way, right? That would be bad. That would be bad. You don't want to attack these ways because you'll be fighting a sweeper. So you don't want to do that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and break the base down in a kind of like this grid section here. And let's go ahead and see what we can do. Well, I mean, when you're farming, you're not going to find too many CCs that are full, but you might. I decided to fight into this way. I could have fought into this way to pull the CC, but then again, I didn't think it was going to have anything, so it probably would have been better to come this way with the heroes to get both of these air defenses and to be able to pull the CC. But this air defense was on the outside, so I decided to one, create a funnel by removing this stuff so that my king can go in here and bust into this way. I was originally thinking of removing this, but then I was trying to see pathing. I would have to fight this air defense and do all that, and that would not have been good, right? So what I decided to do is you know what? It's better to actually remove this whole section right here because then I could come at the base this way. I didn't think I was going to get that cannon down, which I ended up getting it down. I thought I was going to be able to come this way and like this and have nice moving into each one of these defenses just like this and moving our way across the base just like this. And we sent the blimp this way, popped it early so it didn't pop over the town hall and we could have lost it. And so you'll see me essentially remove these, so kind of that section, but I'm going to remove this first section right here and get a ton of value. And so let's go ahead and play it. So the minion's going to remove this, and then the baby dragon is going to remove this. And it's going to get a ton of value by pushing our way into the base. So the baby dragons and minions are doing some work right there, right? So this is the first section right here. Then this is the second section. This is the third section, and this is the final section. So look at the value that the king's getting, right? So the king is removing all of this. The queen's going to step up and remove all of this, right? So if all of this is down, all of this is gone, and so we're just going to black it out. So this was the responsibility of the heroes, literally just the heroes. So this whole section right here is gone. So now comes the second part. So now this lava is going to make a beeline straight for this air defense. And then you need to have balloons direct target in behind. You're going to have another lava come in from the top side, right? So this lava comes here, and then you have balloons, and the warden follows suit, right? So you can see as we're moving through, we move that section coming at the edge of this section right here that we removed all this, come at the edge, send the blimp as another lava tanking for balloons behind, and then as everything gets to the core, you'll see me drop the earthquake, then the freeze to freeze everything, and then I drop also I hit the warden ability, right? So that bomb, which does 1,000 death damage to anything in its radius, does not do anything because of the warden ability. So everything gets through. I drop the poison on those skellies to take them out. Don't have to worry. And look at all that swag because one, I removed this whole section down here with the heroes, and then I got this section in and this section as we kind of moved our way through the base just like that. Pretty straightforward base, pretty simple of an attack on it. And each one of these attacks didn't have to use the Skelly spell on the queen. That can be a little difficult, but I do have it just in case. And yeah, look at all of those remaining troops. Go ahead and give it a shot if you are a 12 watching this because it is really, really strong. You can also do that at Town Hall 11, but just with a less degree because your troops aren't max, but you will have max balloons in the blimp, which is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and go into another attack to see how that one goes. Okay, so we found another base. Let's go ahead and see this one. So we do have the max out Town Hall 12. Again, the queen is down. So we lucked out on the queen for these raids. So remember, where's the sweeper? Sweeper is here. Sweeper is here. Okay, we got to get to this section as quick as possible. All right, how do I get there? The value. I'm trying to think. I can't fly into this way because of the sweepers. So that means I'm gonna have to do it again, where I'm gonna try to see if I can push my way into here and remove this stuff, and then Lalo this way across the base, kind of just like we did before, and across it. And let's see how we do. So we gotta create our funnel. So I'm gonna drop one balloon here this time, so we don't repeat that mistake. We're gonna go ahead and drop a minion on the army camp. So the baby dragon is safe and it can make it through. We're gonna see where this baby dragon can go. And so we're making a nice funnel. The minion is taking out that army camp. There we go. So that's pretty good. We're gonna drop the king here, which is gonna end up tanking. We're gonna drop one wall breaker to test for that section. So now we're gonna bust through that with the wall breakers. Now the queen's gonna step up. Hopefully she steps up and grabs that air defense. And then we're gonna go ahead and drop, we do have a CC full of giants. So we're gonna have to hit the king ability. We got the poison on the giants. All right, so this is pretty good here so far. So we're gonna be able to remove this air defense, and then the queen will be able to remove all this with her ability, I believe. So let's go ahead and see what she can grab with her ability. So if we kind of drop some balloons here, that's gonna help kind of take that down. I mean, those balloons are going to end up getting targeted. We're gonna have to pop her ability. They take down the cannon, which is good. We can get some cleanup going. She takes out the expo just like I thought. So we have a minute 40. Now we're going to fly across the base this way with the lava balloons behind. Same thing, more balloons this way, warden this way, and then we can send the blimp as well, just like that, and see what we do. So let's give it our best. So we're going ahead and send our lava this way, across from the angle. We're going to send our lava this way, across, some balloons in the middle, warden across here, and then we're going to send kind of things like this. 2 hastes, 1 in the core, and we're going to send a blimp this way. And so they're moving their way through. I'm going to drop a rage in the core. We're going to go ahead and rage up this, pop this, hit all that, hit the warden ability to make it through all of it. And then in they go. Let's see, we have the haste the top side up there. We do have a multi, so let's go ahead and heal that. We're going to distract that with a skelly. So we're actually going to end up using all of our troops, or all of our spells, and finally use the final haste there. And yeah, so there we go. Get that one done. Look at all the balloons we still have. The queen is still up and moving around that base. Look how strong this attack is. And then again, the enemy queen was down, so which was very nice. And we'll go ahead and break this one down as well. And then I'll let the army cook, and then we'll do one final attack after this raid to see how it goes again, but we'll be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this base. So I decided to end up kind of repeating the same attack kind of necessarily because I want to remove this. And if I were to remove that, remember, so we're thinking of the base breaking it up just like this. If I were to remove this section, right, so this was section 1. Now where is section 2? Well, section 2 is this way, right? So this is section 2. Why? So then you're really like, why is this section not section 2, right? Well, the reason why that section is not number 2 because of the air sweeper. The air sweeper is pointed this way. We don't want to fight into that air sweeper. That would be bad, right? So if we fought into this air sweeper, we would get blown back from the air sweeper. And no, that's not good, right? So we don't want that. So we end up deciding to come away from the air sweeper because the other one was right here. And so if we fly across the base like this and fly through it just like that, the next lava comes this way. I could have probably dropped the blimp first so tank the shots. But you can see we remove this with our hero. So let's go ahead and play it. And it'll play through. And then we come this way with the lavas, balloons behind, balloons here, warden behind so it gets to the town hall. And then we get this section moving as well. So it's kind of like you have to have a lot of things moving at once in order to kind of get it down packed. But so the key objective here was the baby dragon removed all this. Minion removed that. Then I dropped one wall breaker to test to break in. And then the king and queen will then break in. And the queen will remove the next layers inside the base here. And I end up triggering the CC, which comes with a lot of max giants. I do have the poison, hit the king ability. They go down pretty quickly. I don't really have to worry all too much. And then the queen ability also removed that expo. So this whole side was gone just with a baby dragon, minion, 5 wall breakers, and 2 balloons because I ended up dropping the 2 balloons on this cannon here to help take it down quicker so that it didn't the queen didn't kind of walk in this range and receive more damage, which I can't hit the cannon for some reason. But yeah, so down goes the expo, and okay, so there goes this whole section right here, right? So this section is now gone. So it's more of like this kind of section. So you got a huge section that is gone of this base. So this is one. Look at all of this that is gone. So now that's all that is remaining. All of this is remaining. This part of the pie of the base. So now you have air defense, air defense, air defense. Don't fight the sweeper, right? So you don't want to fight into this. That would be bad. That's not good. You don't want that. So what you do is you fight away from the sweepers into the air defenses like this. You know the lava is going to go this way. Okay, more balloons, everything kind of, and then this way, and you're going to move around the base this way as well as this way because you're going to use an earthquake over the town hall. So you're going to see the lava come down first, which will come down relatively soon here, and then the balloons right behind. So let's go in times 2 to kind of wait for the lava. Okay, so there it is, right? And then also look at how many balloons I'm dropping. So there's roughly, how many balloons was that? Like 4 to 5 balloons usually on that initial drop. All right, so, and then over here was probably like 4 balloons. Over here was probably like 4 balloons. So what I'm doing is as I'm doing it, I was like 4 to 5 on the front, maybe around 5, then 4, then 4, and then watch how many I have here. So there's 14 in my camp. All right, so now there's like 6. Look, so there's, how many is here? There's like at least 2, it looks like there's 3 right, looks like there's 3 right here, looks like there's 2 right here, looks like there's 3 right here. So it's kind of like you do a little more on the initial part so that they can get through the base. And then you have a little bit less, but you still have the balloons down, making their way through this section. And then I covered this section in hastes so that they had no problem making their way through the base right through here. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of just moving our way through here and yeah, getting it done. So, I mean, it could be a little tricky. Then I used the Skelly spell for a kind of cleanup attempt for it and to kind of distract that wizard tower as we're moving through. So, yeah, hopefully that helps kind of walk through an attack. I think hopefully I might have muted myself there for a few seconds. I don't know. Hopefully I got the my point across there. And if this helps, guys, if you're really enjoying this video, leave your comments, leave a like, and it definitely tells me that you really like it and I can make some more of it. So let's go ahead and find the final base of the video for the Town Hall 12. We'll definitely see if we can get a queen this time so we can deal with her. All right, so we found a base here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This one actually has the queen up, so we don't have too much time till we can identify where we want to attack it. But let's see. If we end up breaking in here and we remove all of this, then we can essentially fly into the base just like this and overwhelm and use the Warden ability as through here, and then they'll kick off to this air defense right here. So I think that would be pretty valuable right there, and then we'll come around the base this way and kind of overwhelm it since it is single target Infernos. So let's go ahead and drop, there's probably Teslas up here is my guess. Let's go ahead and drop a balloon, and then we'll drop the baby dragon. Oh, the baby dragon got hit. Really? I thought the balloon would get hit. What? Okay, well, that's interesting. Alright, so let's see if we can break that wall right there. The king will now target the wall. We'll go ahead and drop the queen right behind, and we'll see if we can then break the next layer of walls. Oh, unless that double cannon can do some damage. Nope, it's too slow. We were able to get through. But the king's going to run around. He's going to run to this, and then he's going to try to break this wall right here. But the queen will step up, and will she go for the town hall? She's probably going to activate it. So we're going to hit the king ability to get him back into the front here. See, there he goes. He's hitting that wall. Alright, so we're going to use the queen ability when we absolutely have to. She touches the town hall. Now we're going to hit her ability. Maybe we can even actually grab the town hall with her ability. Yep, perfect. There we go. Let's go ahead and use the earthquake right there and get that eagle. So I didn't expect to get the town hall, but let's go ahead and use that to our advantage now. We're going to go ahead and send 2 lavas in this way. We're going to go ahead and send the next lava over here. And the blimp is going to go across the base down here, because that's where I think it's going to have a lot of his traps down here or something. So let's see, the queen is right here in the core, so we're going to use a Skelly spell on her. We're going to use the Warden ability since they're going to be moving their way through here, and that's all covered. Ooh, there's a CC to deal with, which I didn't think he was going to have. But we're going to fly through here, we're going to poison the CC, and we're going to freeze the witches. So as we're making our way through, we're going to heal up here. We're going to get those balloons through, get the pop our minions moving around. Go ahead and move if there were any ground skellies, and get some rest of those minions down. And there we go. So what we did on this one was push through here. We ended up getting the town hall a lot of value. We kind of pushed through here, and then we kind of went like this. So they kind of overwhelmed the base like this, so it wasn't the most fundamentally sound attack, but it ended up working. The queen got a lot of value on that hit. So I mean, that one did have the queen up, so you want to use the rage spell over the queen. So let's go ahead and take a look and see. Here we are with the attack. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this replay. That was surprising. I thought the balloon was going to take that mine. I guess it didn't go in that range there. So I dropped that because I wanted to make sure my king walked this way. I didn't want the king to walk up. But in doing that, the queen ended up kind of stepping up, and I did break through this wall, which then let the queen take down the town hall, which was big. So that wall break was huge. Otherwise, the queen would have stayed on the outside of the whole raid. So we ended up using the king ability towards when he was getting close to about halfway, because you don't want to wait till the very end. The queen, you want to wait till the absolute very end when you need to use her ability. If you don't have to use her ability, then don't. Only use it when you absolutely have to. And then she walked out of range of these cannons, so it was perfect. So now you can kind of consider this whole area the funneling section, right? And the town hall and that air defense right there through the queen ability. If she didn't get the town hall, I would have dropped the earthquake on it. Probably would have finished it off and got that triple, or got the town hall down for a star. So now comes the Lalo. So I was like, all right, I'm going to Lalo into this this one air defense that is up, because this one is upgrading. So it's kind of down right now. So we're going to Lalo this way and then kind of Lalo this way. We don't want to Lalo into the sweeper, so that would be bad. And then again, we never end up even trying to pull the CC, which we didn't need to in this, because we were able to use the poison and froze the witches, so they stayed in the poison longer. So then we got the lavas on this side kind of flying through, and then I was like, all right, well, The blimp is going to go across to the town hall, so I'm going to drop that blimp and act as another lava per se. Drop the rage and the skelly on the enemy queen. That's where the rage skelly goes if the queen is up. Plus, if there's any pups that get to her, you also rage the pups up to kill the queen. Then the balloons can get raged up if they go in that area. And then I drop the poison, drop the freeze, drop the heal on the kind of the final end. Usually I like to use the heal towards the end of the raids. So yeah, so this was kind of overwhelming, got it done. Not too difficult type of raid, but if you do face those level 5 Giga Teslas, you have to use the Warden ability over it, or you have to take it out with your heroes, one or the other. Because if you don't have your Warden anywhere around, all the balloons will die. But if they're full health and you don't have anything, but the Warden is there, they'll survive, but they'll come so close to death. But I recommend getting your Warden in that area to use his ability. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up the video here. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If you guys really enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. Turn on the notifications by clicking that bell. And like always, leave a comment of your thoughts and feedback if you really want to see another one of these. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for watching today, and you all have a wonderful day. Carbonfin signing out. Peace.